So, Jason and I have been talking as we normally do over conversation, and God Bless the Child as God Is Own. That particular song and the topic of that song came up. Normally, or typically, being musicians and artists, we talk about music and how relevant it is to yesterday and how relevant it is to our lives of today. From observing my parents and family members and, culturally, how we are taught to hold on to things and store them up, and we forsake, I believe, the bigger picture of incorporating family and incorporating people into the process. We want to take ownership for the success of it, and not that that's a bad thing, but at the same time, I never want to be overindulged in the process, or overindulged in acquiring things, and I forget the moments, and I forget the experience of what it takes or to get there, and what it takes to have a partner and have family and friends and just people that we can connect with to get and acquire things together so that it benefits all of us.
I think the scary part to that is what comes with the pursuit of that position to be able to help everyone or be the savior per se to everyone, and that's the idolization of that position, and that we start to idolize that position. We start to put that above even our relationship with Christ and our relationship in the church and with our friends and family. We begin to want to mess over anyone to get to that position, believing that you're doing the right thing because you're in pursuit of something greater. And there's nothing wrong with being in pursuit of something greater, but you can't idolize that very thing at the end. Because to be in that position, it does take finances in some respect. You can find yourself in a tough position of falling in love with the money. And we all know that the love of money is the root of all evil. So it could be a very gray area in the pursuit of wealth, but it's also it's like back in the day. Like, okay, me and Tori talked about this too, because we don't believe that the putting on skirts to your ankles and not wearing makeup and all that stuff. We don't believe. I
am not a part of this. I cannot.
We don't believe that it was intended for it to start to be a sin. Like you're going to hell if you wear a skirt this short, or if you put on makeup. We don't believe that was the initial intent. The initial intent was to try to eliminate as many distractions and opportunity for sin to get into the door. That's what I would like to believe that they were initially thinking about. Sure. And then it just evolved into something that was utterly ridiculous. And it's the same thing with God Bless the Child. It was really the intent to get people to work hard, to do what they needed to do in order to get to that next level of success. And somehow or another, we've taken that, in this generation, we've taken that to a whole nother level, to where it's become really scary, like our social interaction and everything else.
The millennials.
Yeah.
That's the big word now. They kind of cover or blanket our genre of people and humans. And I think what Jason said earlier, as far as fear, another part to that fear is looking at the fear of losing things, because we've lost so much. I know that Jason and I, in the 10 years of us being married, we have a list of things that we've lost, and it didn't feel good. Like, to lose a house, a car, we've lost a child, and that's tough stuff. And I believe that when people have experienced the wrath of losing something, you go in panic mode to acquire things and to black out and only think about yourself. But really, I'm not thinking about myself, I'm thinking about everybody else. But really, you're thinking about yourself because you are overly, like I said, consumed, and you have tunnel vision on acquiring again and never having that feeling happen again. You're gonna lose things, and money, when it comes, like the song says, you're gonna have plenty of people. But when the money is gone, what do you have? What foundation do you have? I believe that that love and faithfulness and loyalness and those things will remain, and they will hold up the foundation when those moments of loss happen. Especially in this season. This season is so touchy for so many people.
Right.
The Christmas season, so many people lose their lives, have taken their lives. Even in Jacksonville, we just heard of this young woman who, unfortunately, she had some serious pain going on and loss of some sort, and we as a community, we failed her because we were moving on with our lives, and I think that's what we want to be a part of. We want to be a part of talking about how we can work together and do this together to where we are being successful, and we are sharing our successes and sharing our ups and our downs.
Not be detoured by the experiences as well. I mean, we heard Kurt say some time ago on a video that was kind of circulating social media, he was just describing experiences, and he was basically saying there is no escaping experiences, period. You have to have those experiences in order to have whatever it is that is at the end of those experiences. And I know that he used the example of, I believe, flour, butter, and eggs as it pertained to the experiences and the end result being the cake. And it was so simplistic but so powerful in that people have to understand how to deal with those experiences and not begin to go on an all-out me trip. You know what I mean? Because that's what really starts to pull people away and draw people away from the idea of a unified body that is trying to push towards success together versus individualism. And stop cross-canceling. You know what I'm saying? Stop cross-canceling experiences, because the promoter is upset with the musician because the musician didn't show up on time. The musician shows up on time and is upset with the promoter because the promoter didn't give them all of the money that they were supposed to give them last time. The person that paid for the ticket for the show is now upset with the musician because the musician didn't put on a good show, not knowing that the musician was upset with the promoter because the promoter didn't pay the musician what they were supposed to pay him. So thus this cycle is just repetitive, and it gets out of control, and people don't trust each other. So we really want to get to a place where people begin to trust each other again and begin to buy in the process of overall and collective wealth versus individualism.